Hey everyone, and welcome back to JToH News, the series where I cover the news for JToH in the game and the community. Apologies for missing July news, but we are back and we'll be continuing on with the news. Not a lot of things happened in July, so let's just do a small little recap of what happened. For the game news in July, we got two new items from the Legacy event, the portable swinging platform and the glass slammer plushie. The portable swinging platform is just a gimmick item that you would only use once. It's literally just a swinging platform that you can hang on to and it like bounces around and stuff. Cool to see once, as said before. And the glass slammer plushie, which is a healing item that recovers 5 HP and has no cooldown. However, it can only be used 30 times before shattering and becoming unusable until either death or rejoining. Next, on the last day of July, the sequel to Time Lost Plains, Time Lost Clockwork, released. This contained all of the monthly challenge towers from May of 2022 to March of 2023. Along with this area came a new mini tower. This is a tower, or TIAT, and a tower rush which the Death Eagle's already beaten. Finally, the storyline contest deadline has been moved to December 16th for anyone out there building a tower or steeple for the contest. There is also some minor stuff, but I'm not going to go over all of that for July, so yeah, sorry. Moving on to community news, the only noteworthy thing I could find is that the new rarest ring select has been found, being a 1 in 562,500,000 chance of happening. There's also the top tower stuff, but I'm not going to go over that for July either. Now it's time for the news that actually happened this month. The long-awaited Silent Abyss is finally released. Also, before we begin, there's obviously going to be spoilers in here, so skip to this timestamp if you don't want to see them. Before release, we had a small little teaser showing this dinner table in the lobby. Then 2 days later, the release date has been revealed along with this really unfunny sticker that was made for it the next day. Release day came and there was already a bug, and no, they did not leave a no quit this time. It said you didn't have to do the puzzle to get into the area and you could simply just click the button on the ring select. Nice job, devs. Moving on to how you actually unlock it, however, you gotta go into Lost River for some reason instead of Ring 4. Guess they couldn't put the puzzle in Ring 4. And you gotta find the 3 parts to make this submarine. The first part is in the roof of the credits room, or Tavern Credite. I don't know if I said that right. The second part was found above the Moonlight Chasm, and the final part was found in AToS. To get there, you have to beat the first 4 normally, and then once you get to this part, you go to the left and go under this part to get to the final piece. You then have to go back to the Moonlight Chasm and jump into the submarine. A little animation plays sending you down to the long-awaited Silent Abyss. I haven't really played this area too much, so I can't really judge it, so I won't say my opinion on it. From what I've played though, this area seems to have a lot of good towers with a couple stinkers in there. The community also seems to love this area, which is always a good thing.
Okay.
Alright, so what did you guys think of Silent Abyss?
I really enjoyed it. My favorite part, honestly, was the lobby and the music that went with it. It felt so, like, alive, and, like, especially the transition to it genuinely made me cry. Though it doesn't really fit Ring 4. That's the only problem. I think it would fit somewhere, like, even Zone 1 more. And also, like, everything in it, I don't like how sometimes, like, TOAI, for example, used insta-kills as, like, I just don't think that's appropriate for difficult. But it's mostly really good, and it's my favorite sub-run.
I personally just think most of the towers just don't fit together a lot, really, to me. I haven't beaten everything there, but really most of them's gameplays are kind of bad. Besides, like, There's No Tower and AI.
Alright.
But overall, I think it was pretty good.
That concludes it for this section. Let's move on to the revamp of one of the most hated areas in the game. Ring 6. One of the most hated areas in all of JToH has gone a full revamp. This update has completely revamped the lobby, inner and outer. You can see the footage playing here that is a lot different from before. For starters, you can now see Lost River to the right of the entrance, and Ring 7 to the left over in this cave. There's also a massive hole in the middle which could possibly hint at the Ring 6 subrealm. However, this hasn't been confirmed yet. A lot of oil rigs and satellites have also been added around the map since Ring 6 is meant to be an industrial type area. A lot of rocks and overall terrain was added to this part of the area because before there was literally nothing here. Moving on to the actual building where you play the towers, you can see it's a lot more industrialized now, with a lot of chimneys, gears, windows, and pipes. At the front, you can see a sign that says Madness Enterprises Incorporate with an office chair. Most of the areas inside are still the exact same though, like cat therapy and community culture are still the exact same. The ice and salt sign is still here and you can still walk through this decal. The actual towers area in the lobby has been completely changed. Instead of one little cramped corridor, they have expanded it, putting 2 floors to it. The beginner and intermediate towers on the first floor, and the advanced and psychologically unsafe towers on the second floor. The Citadel has also been moved over here. The secret shop has also been recolored to fit with the theming more, rather than just Punky's avatar colors. They went as far to recolor the toy hammer as well. Finally, moving on to the area for the SCs, it's still the exact same. One more thing before the summary, a new mini tower was added. I will spoil where it is, but there's definitely a mini tower in Ring 6 now. So that's the area. Overall pretty cool, and I just realized I made this part insanely long. I'm gonna end it right now. A brand new feature has been teased for JToH. The monthly challenges are still stuck from last month because the menu for it is getting a complete rework, adding brand new features. Weekly challenges and monthly towers. Weekly challenges is a brand new type of challenge that automatically refresh after the week is over. There's also refreshes in every server, so you don't need to go look for a new server with the challenges now. As for the monthly towers part, Soundwave said absolutely nothing about that, so we got no idea what that means. Before we end this section, here's a little teaser Soundwave posted. Anyways, let's move on to one of the most anticipated updates finally getting teased. Garden of Isho came out on February 13th, 2022. Over a year and a half later, we are finally getting some new information about the boss, Isho. On the 21st of August, Archer posted this teaser which looks to be in an arena of some sorts. We can see 4 bridges diverging from each side with a path and a hole in the middle of the arena. There's also apparently a UFO in the middle of the arena. You can also see an outer part of the potential arena with more decoration. Moving on to the image details, we can see 5 lines of text, the middle was being blurred out. At the top it says biotech_genesis and the bottom says all systems operated. That's all that was seen with this teaser. However, Duke then posted a message saying, development on the palace has in fact begun to accelerate. All the minor stuff this month is basically just fixes after Silent Abyss came out, so there's just a little heads up. Let's get started. Soundwave said in updates and teasers to ping him if you were banned from the game. This is because Silent Abyss had a bug where it would ban people when joining it. They must have forgotten to remove the whitelist or something like that. This should be good now, you can play Silent Abyss fine. The friend list overflowing was fixed. It was announced that SOMA, TOSW, and TOAI, and possibly SORIS and TOTINT were bugged because you could get softlocked in them. All of these were then later fixed. In version 70+, the TOAI softlock was fixed, along with some other stuff. TOSW was removed because it was unbeatable. It was just reinserted an hour later in version 80+ once it was fixed. Version 88+ has fixes for TOAI, SOWG, and SOMA. Soundwave said, wait, no! And then everything was fine in version 89+, apart from minor bugs with TOTINT and TOSW. More fixes in an LDM mode was made for TOSW in version 104+. But it turns out it was still broken near the end along with SORIS. They then became playable in version 125, but Urchin said while SOMA was possible, you could still get softlocked. SORIS was completely fixed in version 126+, and SOMA was completely fixed in version 127+. SOGL's Lantern Key was fixed in version 130+. A big wave of fixes was made in a bunch of steeples in version 137+, making everything possible but TOAI. TOAI was then fixed in version 143+, fixing every major bug in Silent Abyss. A proper description was added to Silent Abyss in the ring select, and this funny typo was unfortunately fixed. The TOSW and GBJ was fixed, and a good chunk of its lag was cut out in version 178+. Moving on to one fix in ring 6, the COSR portal was fixed in version 448+. Drake said, fixed a minor but incredibly terrible issue in Tower of Oblivion where Satan himself touched the war orb in the Artist Chamber. And that's about it for the minor fixes. Let's move on to the community news now. Something insanely crazy has happened this month. A player named Literature Desk has completed the first ever Unreal difficulty tower, the infamous Citadel of Void in POM. The Citadel has finally been conquered, and when he touched that wind pad, we were given this hell of a reaction. I want to give a huge congrats to Literature Desk for completing this hell of a Citadel. There was a bit of controversy because he's 144 FPS, but that really does not matter that much. Yes, it makes the Citadel easier by a tad bit, but bro, come on, it's an Unreal tower. Any Unreal completion deserves respect unless it's cheesed or hacked. We got a big drama coming up next, so let's just get to covering it. We got a big drama coming up. Before I even begin, I just want to say I'll be trying to cover this in the most respectable way possible. I will not go in depth because it's not acceptable to do. Let's get started now. The AToS Tower's Stupidity Discord was completely locked down. You couldn't talk in any of the text channels or the voice channels. The reason for this is because personal issues between Camille and Avery. A majority of the people know why, and I will not be bringing it up here out of respect for the two. Saku sent a message in the nationals saying that the server is in lockdown and why. The situation is to do with personal issues and that it was handled very poorly and it could be more civil. He also said that Camille and Avery have been receiving the whole situation more than worse and not to bother them or bring anything up. And that goes with everyone watching this video. Do not do that. He then said that the server is in lockdown since managing everyone is difficult and it will remain locked. They also said to never bring the situation up ever, so do not bring it up. I'm just here to report on the situation. The server was then opened back up on the 28th of August, and if you're harassing anyone in this situation, you are no fan of mine. We got yet another big drama, so let's just get on with it. Another drama. In May of this year, the new Ring 6 sub-realm towers were confirmed. One of the many towers confirmed was Tower of Mechanical Disarray by someone called Andromeda. Well, it turns out this month, someone named Austin accused him of doing a bunch of awful stuff. Once the JToH devs found out about this, they decided to remove TOMD from the game and replace it with a tower called Tower of Rhythm Heaven, or TORH. However, it was later found out that in reality, Austin was the one doing a bunch of awful stuff, and Andromeda didn't do anything bad. In fact, this is the second time he has been falsely accused. Austin has now been banned from the JToH server, and TOMD is getting added back along with TORH. Next up is another smaller drama. The verified builder known as Zach has recently left JToH due to an incident recently. In June of this year, Rocket Valkyrie was banned from the JToH server and the game due to her sending messages defending Punky Nil. Why would she do this? I have no idea. Anyways, Zach sent a message saying, I think she's being manipulated by Punky because she took Rocket being banned from JToH as an opportunity to turn it into us versus them, since she had no contact with almost anybody else outside of JToH anymore. This message got him a moderate warning from an unknown moderator saying, please don't try and psyop someone into unbanning a manipulator just because you personally disagree with a ban. Zach then mentioned that he meant the game and left the server. This warning was met with criticism and even a wanted demotion for the mod who warned him. That's where the situation ends. We are finally past all the drama, but this next part is going to be about Candyman. Former JToH YouTuber Candyman has entirely quit YouTube now. Around a year ago, Candyman decided to quit JToH entirely. From then on out, he just did a bunch of variety content like Minecraft and Geometry Dash. But around 3 months ago, he said he wasn't up for YouTube and wouldn't be making videos for a while. But then he made a video called The End of Candyman, which directly copies the thumbnail and title from The End of Epic Rika. Basically, it's just a joke video of his friends saying the same script with a few different changes. He comes in at the end and says like, thank you for everything, but I'm done there, bye. And the video basically ends. Sucks to see him go, but I'll probably be the same too soon. Let's move on to a funny incident to do with the top towers. This next tower is going to be super short, but it's super funny. So there's no really other way of saying this, but in the top tower server, you could literally just ping at everyone in certain channels. This was super dumb that this was a thing in the first place. Everyone woke up to 90 pings in the server before they finally turned off at everyone pings. Turned out they just messed up the perms in certain channels like YT vids and VC chats. How did they mess that up, bro? On the topic of the top towers, here's the changelog for this month. Here's the changelog for the top towers August 2023. Tora is now considered a Citadel for some reason. Tower of Negative Reinforcements was moved down to 66 and then down to 71. Tower of Arcanistic Fantasies was re-added at number 65. Tower of Chasina Repetina was placed at number 46. Stone Facility was removed due to all the victors using an LHJ to escape a GBJ at some point. A big one is up next. TOTRP and TOEV are swapped places, putting TOEV at top 1. The opinions on this decision are very divided, as you can see from the votes. Lucy said that the reason for this change is because TOTRP, like towers like TOVH, TOCR, and TOTP, have been severely strapped over the time it's been beaten. Consistently, towers like TOEV cannot be strapped, so time and time again it's been proven to be harder. Little note, COIV isn't on the list because Literature Desk didn't record his full run. Tower Fraction Memories have been put up to number 71, Tower of Thin Bits has been moved up to number 10, and Tower of Creo and Underestimated Parkour has been moved up to number 25. That concludes this episode of JToH News. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm still working on the Insane / Extreme Roulette video, and it should hopefully maybe be done soon. I'm just doing subtitles right now, so I'll finish it when I feel like motivated to finish them off. That's about it for the outro. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.